My vagina is a flower, an eccentric tulip, the center acute and deep, the scent delicate, the petals gentle but sturdy. I didn't always know this. I learned this in the Vagina Workshop. I learned this from a woman who runs the Vagina Workshop. A woman who believes in vaginas, who really sees vaginas, who helps other women see their own vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. In the first session, we were asked to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina. That's what she called it. She wanted to know what our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina looked like to us. One woman who was pregnant drew a big red mouth, screaming with coins spilling out. Another, very skinny woman, drew a big serving plate with a kind of Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a big black dot with little squiggly lines around it. The black dot was equal to a black hole in space, and the little squiggly lines were meant to be people or things or just your basic atoms that got lost in there. I had always thought of my vagina as an anatomical vacuum, randomly sucking up particles and objects surrounded by it. I did not think of my vagina in practical or biological terms. I did not, for example, see it as something attached to me. In the workshop, we were asked to look at our vaginas using hand mirrors. Then, after careful examination, we were to verbally report to the group what we saw. Now, I must tell you, up until this point, everything I knew about my vagina was based on hearsay or invention. I hadn't really seen the thing. It never occurred to me to look at it. My vagina existed for me on some abstract plane. Well, it seemed so reductive and awkward looking at it like we were in the workshop on our shiny blue mats with our hand mirrors. It reminded me of how the early astronomers must have felt with their primitive telescopes. It was quite unsettling at first, my vagina. Like the first time you see a fish cut open and you discover this whole bloody complex world inside. Right under the skin. It was so raw, so fresh.